Episode 149.
Ah, Xiaoji, you're here too.
Just then Liu Fei beside him spoke up. Got it, Zhao Yingji replied, quickly shifting his view. He figured Xiao Yun probably didn't want anyone to see him getting humiliated like this. But Xiao Yun, hearing the sound, had already whipped his head around to look. Unfortunately, his gaze met that of Gao Yingji, who had been stealing glances at him. Both of them looked away, embarrassed. Zhao Yingji immediately acted, sending his witch, Falling Leaf Crying Crow, flying over. But it was straight toward Lord Grimm. In contrast, Qiao Yifan's Moonlight, though surrounded by 4 players, was at least still holding on for dear life. But Xiao Yun's Cloud Piercer was already completely helpless. Zhao Yingji's Falling Leaf Crying Crow swiftly arrived. A magic missile was flung his way, but Lord Grimm sidestepped it with ease. He's even using Shadow Step. Zhao Yingji broke out in a cold sweat. He was considered a talented rookie, but an operation like Shadow Step required a wealth of experience. His skill level wasn't much higher than Xiao Yun's. At this moment, he couldn't read Lord Grimm's movements to launch an attack. He had no choice but to continue closing in on Lord Grimm at breakneck speed, close in and seize the position. This should break his Shadow Step. Zhao Yingji thought to himself. Ye Luo Wu Ti rushed forward, only to see Lord Grimm's weapon sweep a full 360-degree arc. A flash of light erupted on the ground. Ascending Heaven Array! Zhao Yingji was utterly shocked, but as a rookie hailed for his talent, his reaction and execution in this moment were top tier. He hastily mounted his broom and took flight. The halo of the Ascension Array rose, barely missing the tail of his broom. Cloud Chaser continued to tumble through the air. Having dodged the Ascension Array, Falling Leaves and Crying Crows scrambled to reclaim his position. A gunshot rang out. Ye Luo Wu Ti hit the deck in a roll, buying himself another precious second. This is bad. Zhao Yingji watched helplessly as Yun Xiao was struck twice more in mid-air. He rose and charged again. This time, Lord Grimm didn't use any tricks to stop his approach. But a far more ominous premonition seized Zhao Yingji's heart. Lord Grimm suddenly turned his back and leapt backwards toward him, thrusting his battle spear straight out. The spear thrust naturally found its mark, piercing Yun Xiao as he hung in the air. He spun a full 180 degrees in mid-air, whipping down a circle swing. Young Xiao was thus hoisted on the spear's tip, looking like a hammer as he was swung toward Ye Luo Wu Ti. Ye Luo Wu Ti nimbly dodged aside. But from that crushing blow, Yun Xiao never rose again. With a clatter, Xiao Yun shoved his keyboard back and stood up, leaving the others momentarily stunned. Their gazes instinctively snapped toward him. Only Zhao Yingji hadn't. Not just because he knew what was happening, but more importantly, he had no time left to worry about anything else. Now Lord Grimm was Zhao Yingji's opponent. Xiao Yun was getting annoyed. It wasn't just toward Lord Grimm, but also toward Zhao Yingji. Gao Yingji had clearly arrived. Why didn't you come to help me? Xiao Yun shot an angry glare toward Zhao Yingji, only to find him completely oblivious. His attention was completely fixed on the screen as he operated. Xiao Yun cursed inwardly. Damn it! Zhou Yibo, sitting right next to him, had already seen his corpse on Xiao Yun's screen. He was inwardly horrified, but said nothing. Even a fool could see how furious Xiao Yun was right now. Absolutely livid. But seeing it is one thing. Saying something about it is another. Comrade Liu Fei saw Xiao Yun's screen and immediately blurted out.
Xiao Yun, how'd you get taken out?
Even Qiao Yifan, who was still scrambling for his life, was taken aback by this. I'm still holding on here, but Xiao Yun's already down. How did he die? Qiao Yifan was utterly bewildered. Even in the thick of the fight, he stole a glance at the 4 people beside him. He saw the fury on Xiao Yun's face, but what he noticed more was the intense focus on his friends. Slap, that moment of distraction. Qiao Yifan's Moonlight was immediately smacked by Brawler's brick.
Where do you think you're going?
Bengni Invasion's laughter rang out, as if his brick had already smashed the guy dead. Qiao Yifan snapped back to attention, scrambling to save his glimmering moon. His health was already low, and he couldn't hold out much longer. Suddenly, a gap appeared in the four-man encirclement. A gap so glaring that even the flustered Qiao Yifan spotted it instantly. Without a word, Qiao Yifan. He immediately broke free from the encirclement. With a moment to breathe, Qiao Yifan finally had a chance to assess the situation. He immediately saw Zhao Yingji's fallen leaf crow perched on his broom, flying with nimble grace. It was him who had just helped Qiao Yifan break out of the encirclement, while that Lord Grimm, who had crossed paths with at the start. He was now charging toward them, weapon in hand. Run! Qiao Yifan heard Zhao Yingji shout. Zhou Yebo and Liu Fei turned their heads in surprise. The opponent is formidable, Zhao Yingji said. Zhou Yebo and Liu Fei turned their gazes toward Xiao Yun. Xiao Yun's face was still grim. If it wasn't a low-level account, if this was a fully skilled battle mage, Xiao Yun kept running through these what-ifs in his head. But the name of this technique, Shadow Step. Of course, Xiao Yun knew it well. He knew he'd been killed by Shadow Step. To be toyed with by it, rendered utterly helpless. Right now, only the captain has managed to pull that off, and only during our team's internal practice sessions. As for the professional league, there are definitely masters of that caliber there. But given Xiao Yun's current standing, he's never had the chance to face a god-tier player like that one-on-one. As for team battle, with teammates providing support and cover, tricks like Shadow Step rarely get a chance to shine.
Do we still go over there?
Zhao Yebo, he and Liu Fei started out pretty far apart. He's still on his way over here. Let's regroup first, then we'll talk. All right, understood, they both replied, their hearts simultaneously filling with doubt and alarm. He took down Xiao Yin and made Zhao Yingji too wary to face him head-on. Just who is this opponent? The four gave their coordinates, chose a spot to meet, and Zhao Yingji was all set for a serious showdown. After meeting up with the four, he turned back and was stunned.
Ha! They didn't chase us!
Zhou Yebo and Liu Fei could only look at him with utter helplessness. Zhao Yingji's face flushed red.
Ah, I thought they'd come after us.
And now, Liu Fei asked, turning to Zhao Yingji. Originally, the five of them were led by Xiao Yun, but now that Xiao Yun's down, she immediately started appointing a new leader. This girl was clearly the type to speak her mind, saying whatever came to it, with no real agenda of her own. Zhao Yingji had just blurted out a few commands in the heat of the moment, but now, seeing everything was fine, he grew timid again, unsure of what to do.
Let's charge it back in.
Qiao Yifan was bolder than him, but his words were doomed to be ignored.
What about you, Xiao Ying?
Zhou Yebo glanced back and had to ask, that guy's Yung Xiao is still lying dead on the ground. I'll resurrect, Xiao Yun said with a hint of resentment. Resurrected characters appear in the town where they registered their household. It'll take a while to get back to the leveling area.
How exactly did you die?